The buried Barracuda is back. Well, I didn't really go anywhere, but you know what I mean. It's been in storage. It's been a year since I found this 1965 Plymouth Barracuda down in Florida. It was buried, tucked away in a carport. It was sitting there for 22 years. Guy did get it running, driving. The best part, the grandson got to tootle it around the neighborhood a little bit. But the farthest I made it was the edge of town. And it broke down on me. Could not get it refired, had a ton of issues with it. And that, like I said, was a year ago. It's time to bring this thing back, get it running and driving once again, get it back on the road with some reliability, clean this thing up, and ultimately we're gonna be passing the torch and putting this one on down the road, chalking it up as another one saved. Now, I think I have an idea what's going on with this, and it involves chains and gears and fuel make it happeners. And my youngest Bentley is here to help. Well, as much as you can. It's late. Let's dig in. So Bentley's here to help, which is going to be great. I think the plan is here, yeah, you want to get the upper rad hose and the lower radiator hose off.
All right, do you want me to use a socket or a flat tip?
Whatever you want to do. But we should get something to splash the rust water in. It'll fire sometimes, and the last thing I remember, I see I'm dug into the wiring, the lightning hoses, fuel make it happen, or there's a digital meter laying in here. It would sputter and quit, sputter and quit, sputter and quit, and backfire quite a bit. It's almost like it was in time, would fire, and like the chain had so much slop, or maybe a tooth has jumped, that once it fired, it would throw itself out of time. Kind of just a hunch. The 225s are great engines, but they're known for two things: timing chain issues and distributor gear issues. Now, some of the distributor gears are nylon coated, and hardcore Chrysler and Mopar fans will tell you there's nothing wrong with that. A lot of manufacturers did it back in the day, but let's face it, they crack, they strip, they bust. I mean, all Pontiacs are known for that. First thing you do is timing chain, you know what I mean? So I think that's where we're gonna start, is just tear the front of this engine off, look at the timing chain. It's either bad, and great news, we replace it, or it looks somewhat decent, and we're gonna replace it anyway, because maintenance, and we're there. And then we'll take another look at the ignition system, see if I missed anything there, potentially upgrade it. I'm not really sure if I want to throw that much money at it. And then we're going to address the fuel make it happen. I did rebuild on this one, but the casting was really pitted. Some of the orifices weren't looking right. It kind of made fuel happen, but not the best. So that's the plan, is just tear into the basics here. Air, fuel, spark. That's probably got compression-ish. The old Super 225. I already did the brakes on this thing all the way through. Hopefully we can clean this thing up and jam it on the highway. Bentley's taking off the radiator hoses right now. We got to pull the water boiler out of here, get the fan off, accessorize. We got to get room to get down to the timing cover, which is way down in here. I'll show you that. This will be great for little man, because there's a bunch of bolts down in there. If we get that far, we'll see. Looks like I put a charger whirler on it, belts, lightning hoses, a fuel pump, single pot of death. We upgraded the starter to the new Dolphin Whiner version 2.0. I know I put brake lines in this, tires, things of that nature. We're quite a ways down the list, but unfortunately it just doesn't run. But we're gonna start on this. The timing cover on this lays kind of sideways, as with the orientation of the engine. It's that guy way down there. Typical timing cover shape, but we want to get this stuff out of the way. But that's going to be tight slipping that out. It's got a lip on the bottom of the rad. We got to get by that fan. But we'll make her happen. Whilst the guy is loosening up this water boiler, oh, I just snapped that one. Dang it. Wanted to remind you that I'm giving away my custom built square body. This thing is completely loaded. 8.1 liter Vortec running on Holley, built 4L80. Interior is fully customized. The exterior is customized. It's on Elcos, airbags, you name it. Matching gooseneck trailer, brand new wildfire lift, and $20,000 cash. And all you have to do to enter for a chance to win is go to vicegripgarage.com, grab any merchandise you want, anything off the website, or even a gift card if the size you're looking for is out of stock. And every $5 you spend gets you one entry for a chance to win. That goes through May 25th. I'm super excited to see who wins that package. Gonna be sad to see that truck go. It's been a really good rig for us, but I know one of you is gonna use the wheels out of that thing. You can finally pull home some projects or make a business, haul some equipment with it, or I don't know. Someone mentioned mobile mechanic with the lift. I don't think you can do that, but that would be pretty cool to see. It's pretty stuck on.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes those heat cycles really get them stuck. I snapped one bolt off so far. That's pretty good.
Yep.
Oh, there you go. You're moving it. The hose is bigger than your arm.
Yeah. Oh no.
You gotta eat more meatloaf, man.
Just drained down my arm.
Oh, that's... Yeah, wait till you do that with gasoline, son. It's really good. Really good. Just don't tell your mom.
Oh.
Want me to try to pull up here?
Yes, please.
Oh, I just got radiator fins in my elbow. Was that dirt that came out?
I don't know. It's like brown something.
Oh, yeah, look, it's like rocks.
Yeah.
Rust mud. Let's pretend we didn't see that.
Yeah.
All right, you want to get this one down here?
Oh, that bolt?
Yep.
Yeah.
And while you're doing that, I'm going to get a battery charger because every good project starts with a battery on boil. We're going to sizzle it down. I think we might as well just take this out of here, huh?
Yeah, I'd probably the same thing.
Got her?
Yep. Where'd you put the other bolts?
I threw it up on that tray over there. You think you can even lift this?
Right? Or the battery?
Yeah. Quick jerking motion. Oh wow, hey, you're getting stronger.
Yep.
Nice. We'll boil that by the gasoline over there.
Pretty smart.
Yeah. Is this loose now? Are we missing something?
It dropped, so I think it's
Oh, okay.
close. We got one more right here.
Oh, that's the one that. Oh, I did miss that completely.
Oh. There's a nut on the other side of this.
Oh yeah, that's why I was kicking that wrench
So I've been
around.
spinning it in a circle for
Oh, you're just heating it up.
half an hour.
Yeah. There you go. Battery's boiling. When we can smell that down at the house, that's when you know it's ready.
Yeah.
What are you in percussion? Sounds like you're playing the drumsticks or something. You want to try? You did all the hard work.
Sure.
Just watch the fins. There you go.
Oh gosh. Let it drain out. Oh.
Oh, all right. You tilt it. I'll move the bucket.
All right.
Go ahead. We're using a paint bucket. I'll probably mix paint in later. Give it the authentic Rust Foxtina look.
I think that's as far as I can tilt it.
Okay.
It's hitting the horn.
We got to get you new boots, bud. You're stepping sideways.
It's because look at the bottom.
Let's get on the Alibaba and order you some, huh?
Yeah.
Fans in the way? I was afraid of that. There you go. Yeah, yeah. Nice, dude. Okay, let me get the bucket. All right. Oh, yeah, that's like a milkshake. Oof. Yeesh. I guess flushing the system isn't really going to be a bad thing. Set that over there with it, please. There, now we barely have any more room. You can see the timing cover though, hanging on in there. If you want to work on getting the rest of that, look at this guy already cleaning up. Got to keep you around. If you want to get the hose off, oh, the hose almost blew.
Really?
Yeah, it looks like the belt was.
Oh.
I don't know if that was recent. Anywho, so if you want to finish getting that hose off, I'll start taking the fan off, and then we'll meet somewhere in the middle. Did you find the right hose?
Loosened the wrong one.
That's why I asked you.
It's like
Been there, done
97
that.
clamps there.
Mom finds out you're out here, it's gonna be game over.
Yep.
Do you remember that gold duster I had that I painted black with black stripes and black tint and black wheels?
I remember the one you had when we first moved here from
Oh, the gold one?
Yeah.
It looked like that, but the reason I asked because I had to put a timing chain in that too. It was all busted up. Actually, that one, I think, stripped some teeth and it jumped. I put that chain on in the backyard next to the playset. Yeah, so you know, Dad could babysit and get some work done. Yeah. Oh, there's the wing nut for the air filtration system.
Huh.
It was like corroded into the motor mount. That's where you want them. Oh, can you go jam it into gear? I think my belly's gonna be pushing this thing back a little at a time.
Is it a 3 on the tree?
It is a 3 on the tree.
All right.
Nice.
I think we're in
Second gear.
like, yeah.
Good choice.
Where did these come from?
The fan.
Oh.
Here, you want to do that? I'm going to go plug in a charger so we can get electric wrists going. Okay, now if you want to loosen the charging whirler bolt, we'll get the slack off, get this belt off, then we could pull those pulleys off, and then we'll have full access. There you go. Help me forget that it was on the inside groove. Tanya Harding, 100. Oh, we got to put this on the lathe if we don't have, and bring it down a little bit. Okay.
That's the timing cover, right?
It sure is, yeah. See, like in a V8, it would be straight.
Straight up and down.
Yeah, and they call this a slant 6 because it's slanted. It's like half a V8. I cut the other half off. So it pulled the front tires off the ground. Yeah, right. And now, we should kind of-ish try to time it. Just so we're in the neighborhood, because we're going to have to line up the chain here eventually anyway. And then we'll pull off the crank pulley. So here's our view now. And the next move is we're going to kind of spin this over. We're going to get a big socket wrench on here, use the timing tab, and get it close, because we're eventually going to have to do that anyway. And then we'll go ahead and get the puller on here, pull this off, and then we can run the timing cover off. The great thing about slant 6's good engineering is the water pump is completely separate. You can see here you can put a water pump on without having anything to do with the timing cover or going over the timing cover or anything like that. So that's pretty neat. Anything else we should be doing? This looks like it was replaced at some point, but it wasn't me.
It does look different.
I think we'll just leave it. I don't think it got hot. Do you remember? I don't remember.
I don't think so.
Okay. I'm gonna clean the timing tab up so I can try to read where 0 is. Chrome timing tab. Lost the receipts. Okay, you want to find a socket, 1/2 inch, that fits that?
Where would those be?
Right here? It's probably a 1 inch. No, it's bigger, I forgot. It's probably 1 1/8 inch, but I don't have it in here. Dinosaur delight. Woo. There you go.
Boom.
Yep. All right, throw a ranch dressing on there and give her a twirl. Oh yeah. Go throw it in neutral again. Or we're gonna, depending on which way you turn it, we're gonna go forward or backwards. There you go. There you go. All that big time compression. Oh, you must still have it in the gear. Weird, the sticks are in a neutral position. Do a jiggle jiggle shake, circular jiggle. Let me see. Must be, I'm rolling the car. There you go. Well, did we miss the timing mark?
What are we looking for?
A little slash or a dash or something. Is that it right there?
I think so, yeah.
That might be it. Bring it back the other way. A little too far. That little forward up so I can get it with the cheek poker. There you go. There we go. Now, should we hit it with the paint marker so we can see what in the world is going on? It's hard to see. I wish I had yeller. Okay. So now, roll it up a little bit more until it's right on that first line.
We're at the first paint marker line?
Yep. A little bit more, just a tickle. A little bit back. Right there. Perfect. Good job. We're taking this license plate off. Whoa. Because we may need to get through the bottom to access that with the impact to try to get that crank bolt out.
What's happening?
It's slipping off the bolt repeatedly. Okay, that's loose. So now we have access. A little crooked, but that might work. Well, this might fail, but we got to keep the feet moving. So worked. Nice. When we get this all back together, we'll just bend this plate back down.
Yeah.
Okay, now you need a 1/2 inch, and we're going to take this outer pulley, which we don't even need, I don't think, because this doesn't have power steering or anything. Bentley's getting this accessory pulley off the front. It's hard to find a good place to put a light. You know, you're lucky. When I was your age, there wasn't magnets on lights. I had to stand here and hold it for your grandpa.
There's one.
I'll use the battery tray for now. That way we can lose it easier. Great work. You might have to whap it with the hammer. Oh, it's coming off. That's good. That one's not hermetically sealed on there. Sweet.
Oh,
Oh, there's a tool there. Okay, now we gotta go spend about an hour and a half trying to find where my puller is.
wait, the one with the 3 prongs?
That's a jaw puller. It's flat, circle disc with a that goes.
Didn't I just use that for the 212?
Maybe. Well, you thought I was joking when I said we was gonna flip this place upside down, and we did. We went through every drawer. Back in the day, you know, I'm a 7-day-a-week mechanic. You would think I would have some certain tools, but I don't, and that's okay. I got this cheapy Ever Toughists. This will probably maybe-ish get it off if I have. I mean, look at all the bolts; they're all cross-threaded, and
Oh yeah, those are.
I've been carrying this thing around for years. But anyway, I had the flat style that will pull it off and push it back on. Wow, this hood is, what do you say, cooked? Whew. Anyway, we're gonna try to use this to get it off, and then we're most likely gonna have to buy or rent a tool to get it back on. Okay? Okay. So first step, where's the bolts that, were
Tray.
these the ones that went into the, for the pulley you took off?
Yes, I believe so.
Was that this size?
Yeah, it was these.
Is that that?
No, not even close. Smaller.
This size? I only have one of them. 5/16. Try that. Try to screw that in. Yep.
Feels kind of right.
So go to the hardware store over there and get 3 5/16 18 bolts like that.
5/16.
Take that with you so you have a
18.
you know
5/16.
you know he knows what I'm talking about. You know.
Ow.
I should put the heat to this because we're going to put a new seal in it anyway. So if we put the heat to her, it should slide off easier.
Maybe.
Try them out. You tell me, man. What are you thinking? You liking it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which 3 is it? Cause there's this 3.
Yeah, look at see the
Are those-
imprint on there from where the
Oh.
pulley made contact.
Yeah, so it's that one. It feels.
So now, are you taller than the torch dolly?
What's a torch dolly?
The dolly that has the torch on it? Can I have those bolts, please? Where did it go? Oh, right there. Can you try to wheel that over here?
What are you gonna use a torch for?
Huh?
What are you gonna use a torch for?
I'm gonna heat this up, so it'll slide off easier.
Just use this.
No, because when you turn this upside down, the gas turns to liquid.
Oh.
Go ahead and crank them puppies on.
Both?
Yep.
All the way open?
Yeah. Don't need a lot, just enough to convince it it's time to come out of here.
Doesn't heat expand things?
Yes, we're trying to expand this.
Oh, the pulley?
Yeah. Good observation. Back in the day, I used to throw these in the oven. Mom would have garlic bread going, and I'd scoot my harmonic balancer in there, and then grab some welding gloves and run out to the garage and slip them right on. And then as they cool down, what happens?
Shrinks.
I like that. We didn't start any fires. Okay, now I should see if this cheap thing will do something.
Doesn't look the best.
Oh, it usually bends, and be careful now because that's hot. If you're gonna get burned, clock out first. Okay.
Are these the right threads?
Mm-hmm.
It starts to feel really tight.
Well, there's dirt and grime and lottery tickets in there, so. Thank you, bud.
Yep. Not that good.
Everything's so rusty on this car, it's hard to magnetize anything.
This is why you need a little ratchet for.
The key is to get all these the same, because you don't want one pulling more than the other. Because then it gets all crooked and
Yeah, tighten that one tiny bit more. It's
got some tiltage.
trying to get like 2 threads here.
2 threads tiltage.
That's good.
Now, what size wrench is that thing? Put that down there. How many times have we dropped that?
Yep.
Nice, but this isn't gonna fit.
Nope.
Okay, so then get a 3/4 wrench. You wanna try?
Yeah, tighten it.
Yep. With any luck, that pulley should start sliding right off. Use your box ends on whenever you're really cranking on something. And then it won't slip.
I forgot these existed. You gotta get the ratchet ones.
I have one. Oh yeah, go up here.
How do you change the direction?
Turn the wrench around.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
There, look at that, sliding right off. That heat works great, but I don't recommend it if you're going to reuse the seal because you can really warp them and get them melty. And...
Are we reusing the seal?
No, we're going to put a new one in. Okay, about another 1/4 inch.
Funny bone.
Not so funny when you hit it. Huh?
No, I can't feel my arm. Is this whole thing just gonna fall?
Yeah, it could fall down, or just kind of grab it when it gets wobbly. Nice. Is it still warm? Careful.
Kinda, yeah.
So we'll look at this. We're going to want to clean that up with some emery cloth, but this is reusable. We're looking for, if there was a deep groove in there that my fingernail would catch, then we'd have to replace this because oil is going to leak past that even if we put a new seal in. But that one's good. So we'll throw that on the parts table and move on. Accumulating junk. Okay, we're down to the cover. So now we have access all the way around, and then there's a few bolts on the bottom that come up through the pan as well. Bentley's just gonna crack them loose like this. That's good, bud. And then we'll get in here with a digital wrist ruiner and get them out of there pretty quick. Trying to teach these young kids, you don't have to have arthritis in both wrists and barely move one of your hands. When there's things like pneumatic and electric tools out there. Huh. There you go, keep going. Doing good.
It's a weird shaped cover.
Yeah, it is.
These are very loose.
Yeah, they're probably only 10 foot-pounds. If that.
Can't see the rest of these. These are very loose.
Just kind of drag your socket down, it'll bump into it. There you go.
Why is it like that?
What?
It's like loose, but it's like super tight.
Is there a nut on the back?
No.
And it's probably stripping, so keep going.
Yeah, I don't know what.
Alright, move on from that one. I'll ruin it so you're not responsible.
Alright.
Okay, now we can pull this cover off and get a first look at what's going on. I'm gonna guess, at minimum, there's a lot of slop in this. Did you miss a bolt?
You must have.
Yep.
Is there another one?
No, there might just be a stud on the bottom. A pin at the... There you go.
Oh, that gasket. It's stuck on that.
There you go. All right. Whoa. Yeah.
So it just got stretched?
Yeah.
Do you think a backfire did that?
No, just high mileage, use, time, heat cycles.
Dang, that is...
Yeah, so...
What would that have to do with anything? Mess up the timing?
Yeah, so like this one will fire then quit. So when the engine is spinning in time and fires, these relationships change. So then, you know, your camshaft isn't turning the same as your crankshaft. So
Yeah.
your valve timing is off. Because you need air, fuel, spark, compression, and valve timing.
Oh, at the right time?
Yep, for an engine to run. That is the problem, no doubt. And now you know what it looks like. Well, I think at some point that timing set's already been changed, but it is bad. We've definitely found one of the culprits causing the no-run issue here on the Barracuda. It's been a really fun night wrenching, but it is very late. I got to get a little man inside. I'm trying to convince him to help us tomorrow. He's been a huge help. He's doing a great job here. I'm kind of just, doing that kind of thing. But we'll be back tomorrow morning and get a new timing set in this, button everything up. We'll probably clean up these parts too, paint them up, why not? We got them off. Get that put back together. We still got to go through the ignition system, try to get the key to actually do key things. My Lone Wolf 6000 is in here, and I'm remembering that's how we started it. And fuel make it happener. And Bentley mentioned the brakes were weak when we pulled it in here, and I've already gone through everything. So we got a leak somewhere or something. That's gonna have to be addressed and added to the list. But that's a problem for tomorrow. We'll see you then. Well, good morning. Back on the Barracuda. Bentley ran around this morning and found some pullers. We've got this giant 72 ton, the old 67022. And then we've got a tiny little one that I use on motorcycle clutches and flywheels. Between the two, hopefully we can get this gear set off. Now the big gear should fall right off, but the one on the crank is slid over it, obviously, and that's one we got to try to get off. We're going to jump right in, tackle that, perfectly time it, put the other set back on, and basically reassemble everything we took apart last night, but I'm going to show you what it looks like here this morning. So here is our timing set again, and last night we found that there's a significant amount of slop in here, so this has got to go. Now y'all were loud and clear. I can't try to help you see something with the flashlight that you otherwise wouldn't see anyway, So now you can not see in the dark, and just trust me that there's a dot on each of these, and those have to be perfectly aligned. We're going to align it now and then slide the chain off. And then we can make adjustments if need be, putting the new set back on. But I always like to try to get it pretty darn close right when I disassemble, and then it makes it sliding the new one on easier. So we got to pull that bolt out, and then we're going to pop that off, slide the chain out. Grab a can of brake clean, please. Trying to clean up these dots. We'll have to rotate the crank just a little bit, get these lined up, and then we'll knock that loose.
Oh, I see the mark now. See it?
Right there?
No, it's right there.
Yeah.
So when I put this back on, just have those both aligned.
Yeah, but see how they're not aligned right now?
We gotta
They're
turn it.
way off. So if I were to hold a screwdriver, for example.
Is it because it's stretched?
Yeah, and this is why the engine doesn't.
It's not like time correctly.
Yeah, it's not timed. Okay, now look under that gear. Can you see down there? It's probably a 1/4 inch off.
Yeah, 1/4 to a half.
That is the problem. So, grab the, where's the flywheel? Or the front pulley? Boy, that's way off. I think it's jumped a tooth.
Really?
Yep. Let's just take, that's about as close as we're going to get it. It's about 1/8 of an inch off. If I turn it clockwise, it's going to pull the camshaft clockwise as well. About as close as we're going to get it with the old one. All right, you want to crack that bolt loose?
Yep. Oh, there's no way. That one's just gonna come off, right?
Yeah. Chain's kind of tight now, but get a flat screwdriver in here. A standard screwdriver. Oh, right here. Sorry, I was hogging it. And kind of just pry out. Again. Okay. There we go. Oh, I'm using a flashlight. I ruined it. All right, keep going. Should sometimes they kind of pop and then they'll get looser.
Yeah, it's getting tight.
Where's that WD?
Um,
Let's spritz her up. There. There you go. You want to get a ratchet?
yeah.
Might be the way to go. So we're working this gear off a little at a time. Try not to mangle this cheapy little puller. This is one that I accidentally permanently borrowed from the parts store many, many years ago.
So it's just like loose now that I don't have a wrench.
You're kind of really just scraping the paint and grease and stuff off. Go in a little bit. Okay, now go again.
Oh, wrong way.
You're getting there. Okay. Oh, right in the bucket. Score! Would that be a 3-pointer or a 2-pointer?
I don't know.
So here's the timing set, and I kind of wanted to show you on the ground. It's hard to see in the car. Well, we've got a timing indicator, a dot right here, and another one right here. And almost all timing sets will have a square or a triangle or a dot or something like that. But anyway, this is how it was in the car. You could get these kind of close. It looked like they're straight across, but it's not. That's actually jumped a tooth. What it should look like is this. Dots directly across, essentially like that. Oh, chain's coming off. Now you have to pay attention, depending on what timing set you get. You can actually add or remove timing with the timing set. So if you do a circle to a triangle, for example, it could be 2 degrees, so on and so forth. So when you're replacing your timing set, make sure you pay attention to that if you have more than one indicator, usually on the crank sprocket. But that's what we're going to be looking for when we put this back together, is the dots directly across from each other. First, we got to clean up the engine. So the first thing I'm going to do is stick a rag in the bottom here. Actually, can you get me another one, please, Bentley? We'll stick a couple rags in here. And that's going to prevent some, not all, of the junk we're about to scrape off from going into the oil pan. We're going to have to change the oil regardless, because we've got brake clean in there now, some debris, stuff like that. But now we're going to come through here with the cheek poker and clean up this surface here for our timing chain gasket. Make sure that's nice and good, and then we'll start the reassembly process. Okay, we got the surface all cleaned up, and here's the plan. I don't have one, but we're going to glue this guy on. Boop. And while this is kind of setting up, it's a little bit tricky to get the cover on because you have to slide in the bottom and then fold it up, and these can walk around. I'm going to glue it on with some room temperature vulcanization cream, let that set up. While that's happening, little man and I are going to wipe down the pulley, the fan blade, maybe the rad, kick around some time. We're going to spritz them up, rebuild them completely, might as well. And then while that's drying, we'll put the timing cover on, we'll kind of work back and forth, is what I'm saying. Okay, good. Theodore's on the hunt. Oh, I know, find them. Okay, so the gasket is glued on. Now we can throw some parts up on the table over here. Bentley's gonna get after it with some 220. Doesn't have to be perfect, we're just trying to knock all the rust. Looks like it's been rebuilt a couple times already. Clean this stuff up before we put it on. Mazel, we're killing a little time. And then you make it look a little better. So Bentley's over here cleaning away, making good progress. I'm working on the timing cover. Got it kind of cleaned. I'll probably come around here again and try to clean some of this up. Working on the seal here, easy way to get these out. These are pressed in from the backside. And I just clip a vice grip on it and whoop, rotate it like that. By the way, did you know the patent of the vice grip says you can use it either way? Meaning clockwise or counterclockwise. Now you know. Went to get the seal out of the Felpro kit that I got, and right out of the box, right here, already split. Thankfully I had another seal kit from that duster we did. We ended up making the world's first LS318 out of that, so I had this laying on the shelf. So this one's going to go in here. I'll get the seal driver out and we'll bang that into place, but first I'm going to run the cheek poker through here. Actually, I'll have Bentley do it because he's got the safety goggles and everything already. We'll clean this up, make sure there's no debris in there before we apply that guy. And I'm going to do this last after I finish cleaning up the whole thing. All right, buddy, you want to clean that for me, please? Thanks. Well, we took the cold vet to the parts store. Got to borrow a bearing presser inner machine. And I found out the only way to fit in this car is to take the target top off. You see, so this way I actually fit in the car. Kind of inconvenient having a visor in my teeth, but at least I don't have to slouch over the whole time. So anyway, this tool, they had to order it from another store. It's going to be here about 3 o'clock, so we're going to run home, do some property chores, come back into town, get the tool, and then we'll get back on pressing that seal into that timing cover and get that slant 6 Distributor in. Well, the guy needed a flat surface, so we're over here in storage. Oh, we're going to use this chunk of beam out of the Eiffel Tower. It's nice and flat. Tool came in, boom, right there. Ever toughest is 67034. If you're looking for one in the Nashville area, this one may accidentally not come back. So you might want to call ahead. You know what I mean? We're going to gently just tap her in there. Gentle. More gently here. Okay. Things just happening. Gentle. Gentile. Just want to make sure it's flush all the way around in there, fully seated, no wonkiness. Okay. Boy, that's looking good. That's looking real good. Now we'll just run a little bit of grease around the seal before we put it on. That way when we jam in that front, when this initially fires up, it's going to take a minute for oil to splash in here. And we want some lubrication in there so it doesn't burn this seal up immediately because, you know, heat, friction, and whatnots. That looks great. This time, I'm going to label this and hide this somewhere I'll know exactly where to find it. Yeah, you're right. I'll probably just call and order another one right now. This is gone. Okay. Help me. Help me up. Okay, now that the seal is on, we can come in here and lubricate this. We're going to drive the new gear on. Obviously, we want the circle out there. This is a super special 4-wheel drive Ford socket. There we go. Now, you can do that as long as you're not hitting this with the 20-pound sledge, because you don't want to mess up the thrust of your crankshaft. If you're gentle and using something tiny like this, or a dead blow, or a piece of wood or whatever, you're just fine. Okay, been a while since I've done a slant 6 timing chain. We'll give her a shot. You usually don't nail it the first time. So we timed this before, it should get us close. You kind of have to eyeball it, loop it on the crank, and then we'll bring it up, set it in place, and that is actually perfectly
Yeah, that looks dead center.
in line. So that's dead center. I'm going to put this in so we don't lose that.
You want me to tighten it?
Yeah. So dot to dot. Yeah, you can't get any straighter than that. This isn't even tight yet. It should draw it in a hair, but you can see the difference in the chain. Then that big droopy drawer we had. Okay, go ahead.
You want to give it an extra?
Give her a dad click on the elbow.
Yeah, so 15 more inches in.
Click, click. That's towards. Okay. There we go. Way better, huh?
Yeah, that's how it's actually supposed to be. It looks nice. Shiny.
Yep. I do have an oil can, old school oil can in the right drawer. We're gonna drop in just some oil. This will get hit with oil pretty quick, but we're just gonna drop in some oil on the top, let it run down before we throw that cover on the front here.
What kind of oil's in there?
This is, I think it's Royal Purple actually. Or no, this is VR1 2050.
Oh, nice.
That'll work. Put that back, please. Seal is looped up. Now the tricky part is getting these nubs.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Because normally this gasket would go on this first. We actually might just have to cut the nubs off. I think that's going to be the best move. It's
What do
just,
they even do?
it holds it for orientation when you're putting the bolts in.
Oh,
Yeah, we don't need that because the pan is holding it. Got the one peg in. Grab that big screwdriver. Come over on this side. Put it under the water neck or the water pump outlet. This way. And pry the cover down. There you go.
what those things are for?
Yeah.
You know, just push this down when you put the bolts in.
Yeah, which?
Start with this bolt. The big long bolts are for the bottom, and the shorter ones are for around the edge.
Well, I need the one down here
Oh, so you need a big one then.
to draw it in. To go on the bottom here, it was big.
If it's going up and down, it's the big ones. If it's going in the block, it's the smaller ones, I think.
Right. I just want to draw this bottom in. And once it's over this peg, then we can go around the perimeter. There we go.
Yeah. You can feel it kind of.
Okay, now there's a punch in that box hook kit. Bottom drawer. And then we'll use that to line up the gasket. Actually, small Phillips screwdriver.
Flathead?
Phillips.
Okay.
Okay, that one's lined up. That one's lined up. That one's lined up.
So ready for bolt?
That one's lined up. We are good. You said the bigger ones, longer ones go on the bottom. Can you hand me them?
I think that's what it was.
It looks like it because there's like the chunk on the top too.
Yeah.
So I'm having Bentley loosen. I might have smoked the bottom one on here a little too much, and it pulled this down. That's good.
That's a medium one. There's 2 medium bolts, a few long ones and a short one.
Medium, long, middle-ish, longer, short?
Sure. I don't know which goes where.
Okay, give me the long ones. We're gonna say those are the bottom ones.
I'm pretty sure they are, because you put long ones in the bottom.
This is why you stack all your hardware in the same tray,
Yeah.
just so you don't get confused.
Yeah, dirt bikes are, almost every single bolt is 8mm. So I always just have a mound of,
8 M&Ms.
yeah.
8 M&Ms. Where's that? Can I get that Phillips screwdriver again, please? I think we might have to put. You might have to tighten this one.
You want me to real quick?
Yeah.
Nothing's happening.
Pull the wrench off. Yeah, it's just. That's one of your medium ones. Keep going.
You sure?
Yep.
There it's going. Pull it tight.
Yep. Okay. Now.
Did we miss?
What? Yes, we did. Oh no.
Actually.
Yeah. We got to take the timing cover back off really quick. I forgot to put the retention plate thingy in there. For whatever reason, that does something. It shouldn't be too bad though, now that we got a battery chart. Okay, so we got this little doodabby splasher seal thing on there. Easy to make mistakes. You just learn, correct them, keep moving. That one was an easy fix, thankfully. All right, the timing cover is on. All sealed up. Seal is lubricated. Bentley's over here. I can't find my brake cylinder hone either. You can wisp them around in there really quick. So he's just using sandpaper. We're getting all the loose debris and dirt and overspray from the rebuild black out of there. We just want a nice, clean, machined surface like that, a little bit more. We'll lubricate that, and then we don't have the puller on her, so we're gonna do it the hard way and just hit it with various items as hard as we can until it seats. Once we feel confident it's on there, I'll heat it up a little bit and we'll use the bolt and put it in and just slowly draw it through. But you have to make sure you get enough thread on the crank, because if you strip that bolt out, that is a very bad day. Then you are rethreading, drilling and tapping your crankshaft. Not fun. Not fun at all. Okay, let's see if we can.
Can you just set it on? Tighten this?
Yeah, once we get it on a little bit. Using a little bit of silicone lubricant. And then I'll take a mallet.
There we go.
We got that pretty clean. It's sliding on good. Better than expected! Okay, wasn't there, oh, we gotta put the front Dahlheimer on. That's where those 3 bolts go. These. Yeah. So go grab 3 5/16 with that flat washer head thing. We're trying to figure out, we have 2 extra bolts, which means to be the last one. We were trying to figure out where they went. Well, they go to this pulley that goes onto this thing. So we're good. We're actually just going to put the new hardware in. Once I get that on, then I believe we can thread this in. Let me see if I got enough on. Come on, there we go. So if I pull the split washer back, lock washer, thickness of that, no. I do need to pound it on a little bit more.
I can't find the right size, Dad. One's either too long or too short.
Okay, let me come look. That should be 1/2 inch.
Yeah.
Which is on the digital wrist. I'll get it set up for you if you want to get it started. I think it's this one.
And then there's the same pattern.
Yeah. How are you coming over here?
Pretty good.
Now you need a session. I'm gonna put that down there for a second.
Oh, it landed.
That was pretty cool. I've never seen that happen. There you go. Rockin', dude. Give her. Nice. Great. I like the sound of that. Okay, time to get the crank bolt in. Just same process, but the other direction. That'll do. And then fix the plate. Perfect. Okay. I think we rotated the motor just a tickle. Yeah. Not too bad though. Right there's top dead center. Awesome. High five, dude. Okay, now we do a pulley.
We gotta put this belt on there or on there?
Mm-hmm.
It's on there.
And then where's the spacers over there?
Spacer.
Spacer doodaberheimer.
This?
Yep. Okay, so here's the tricky part. I always start with 2. What you have to do, you see that spacer? Is hold this as like a kit. And then you have to look at this, put the bolt on the top, like 12 o'clock. Put your pulley at 12 o'clock. And then when you slide this in,
Should.
see how we weren't fighting forever trying to figure out where the
Yeah.
bolts go? Now you can put the other ones in. You know, when you get out of college, you come back here and wrench full time. Unless you're still going to dominate the world with backflips and mullets. You can do that too.
And tighten those.
Yep.
This one feels not
A
right.
little crunchy. Okay. Actually, put it on that first because it's got 2 pulleys.
It was the inner one too.
Okay. And then if you hold your thumb on this and just turn the fan, boom.
And we're gonna pull this tight.
Yeah, you want to run and grab that big pry bar, bottom drawer in the middle, and we'll on that. Making progress, getting her back to where it was. Okay.
Good.
Seems to be. Put it on and just turn it in my hand and make sure. Yep. Boing, boing. You want a solid E out of that. That's good. So this is the old lower water boiler hose, and she was bouncing off of the fan. And I don't know if that was when I was driving it 2 miles or the way that it was, but this thing was about blowed out and everything. It's been on there a long time. Got some of that good clear Florida water in her, you know. Anyway, I had purchased one when I got the Barracuda and threw it in the back seat and brought it home with me. See how faded this thing is. So we're gonna go ahead and replace this. I think I already did replace the top one because, well, that was easy to get to. But Bentley will put a hose clamp on here, we'll slide it on. We're probably gonna wait to tighten it because we don't know the orientation or how to rotate it yet until we get the water boiler back in.
Put a clamp on?
Yeah, it's slid down. I actually don't want to tighten it yet because we don't know how to twist it until we get the red. Well, we might have to actually, because getting to this clamp, unless I take it off again and spin it backwards, we can go this way. That's what I'm going to have to do. There. Okay.
Drop the radiator?
Yeah, I think we're it's time for the radiator. Okay, do you want to get that hose ready? What's your hand?
Ouch.
Ooh, you okay?
Yeah.
What hurt you?
I don't know. Something
Probably
sharp.
this thing.
Oh, we gotta get a clamp on there.
Yep. Is it your elbow?
Yeah.
That's right. That's a long ways from your heart. Okay, think about where that clamp's going to be.
Yeah,
It's
that's
going to
good.
be against the radiator. You probably want this
We'll be able to turn it right there.
this way so you can get it from the bottom.
All right.
There we go, cowboy.
Let me go down there and tighten it. Or let's get these bolts in
yeah.
first.
I think we need new ones, don't we? Or do those bolt into that?
No, there's no way.
Yeah, yeah,
Really?
on the front.
No. This
No?
is too big. It wouldn't even.
Are they 5/16 size are they? Oh, this one's snapped off.
Wait, really?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that one didn't come out.
Want to get a 7/16, take that off. Well, that's a 1/4 inch. 1/4 inch, 1/4 inch. All right, I'll get some hardware while you get that out, please. That easy? You got it?
Yep. It's barely hanging in there.
Okay. Here, I thought I was going to beat you. Give me a second. Try one of these. Yep.
Yeah, lift this side up a little bit.
1 second.
Hold up, let me find the size first.
It'd be a 7/16.
Yeah. Oh, did you already grab them? How many bolts is there?
4.
Where are the threads at for this?
It's on the bottom of the wingy doodapper. I did get the top clamp tight on the bottom one.
All right. Where's the? Here we go. Nope, wrong one.
I just stepped on it. Oh, it's right there. Boy, the wiring is a mess in this thing. I think the brown wire goes to the ignition switch. With this guy. And the other one should come off of the, or did come off the distributor, or the alternator.
You want to make sure I got these tight?
Looks tight from here. Yeah, good job. Now you want to do the bottom one?
Oh yeah, the way bottom one.
Yeah. Where's the, there it is. Yeah.
Man, there's a mess under here.
I'm gonna rebuild and flush the radiator while you're down there. Performance aluminum. Oh no, we're running out.
Ow, it's as tight as I can get it.
Okay. Well, it's actually the following morning. Last night got pretty late on us, and I realized Dad was on cooking duties. So we went and had some chicken kebabs. Pretty good.
Very good.
We decided just to stay in the house for the night. But we're out here again this morning. We've got the timing set in, all the accessorize are in, the water boiler's back in, the hoses are on. Basically, it's a complete engine once again, but I fear there might be one other potential issue, and I either want to correct that issue or prevent that issue, and that is the distributor. Now, some 225s, the distributor gear was nylon coated as well, and I think that started in '60. Could be wrong. But they also make a steel gear, and there's nothing wrong with that. This is an old point system that, if I remember correctly, someone upgraded to like a Petronix pickup style, and the wiring was all cobbled together. So I want to try to just yank all of that stuff out, and we are going to put in a new electronic ignition system. So ECU, ballast resistor, coil, and whole distributor, because I want the timing on this engine to be just dialed. So we're going to start by yanking all the old stuff out. We'll inspect it. We'll see if we see anything, potential issues. Maybe it's fine, but we're still going to replace it, put better equipment in, update it, have this thing running. Hopefully today. We said that yesterday.
Yeah, I think we've been saying that for like 2 days.
Yeah, well, you know, guys get hungry and things happen. Let's dig in. So we'll kind of run you through with what we have right now, and then we'll talk about what we're going to try to do, attempt. We've got some wiring here, some old wiring running off of that. It comes across. We've got a coil hidden down here. This loop I'm going to keep in here for now, but it eventually can go away. This is so we can service the fuel filter, which clearly needs changed. That looks like a root beer float. We'll probably pull this fuel line out just so it's not on our road for now. But we're going to change the coil out, and then slant sixes. The lightning whirler is really jammed down in here. This is where Bentley's going to really come in handy. Not a lot of room. It is very, very tight down there. But we're going to yank out that lightning whirler, and we're going to put different equipment back in. So where I'm going to start is just verifying we are in fact on top dead center. We've got our dots together. Wow, that is off. So we're going to rotate the motor and make sure this is lined up. We want to make sure when we're pulling this out, we're dropping the other one in as close as possible, but we're going to be using the timing tab down here, and I'll show you guys that whole process. So when we drop in the new one, we should be able to hit the key or pull the trigger, I guess in this case, and bam, it should light right off. Bentley's cleaning up the tools You know, so we can start fresh. Actually, we got to put some wind in that tire too.
Oh yeah.
Where'd that go? Ran away on us. Anyway, something I may have not mentioned a lot in the past when we're doing timing sets and dropping lightning whirlers in is you have to be cognizant of your particular engine and how those dots correlate with your firing order. In this case, the dots are pointed together, and you might just assume, well, that's top dead center. Not necessarily. In this case, when the dots are pointed together, it's actually firing on the number 6 cylinder. So we could pull it out there and drop the new one in on the number 6 and we're just fine. Or if that kind of confuses you, rotate the engine around one time and get that rotor pointed towards number 1 and have your number 1 cylinder top dead center. So when you pull it out and push it back in, you're lining everything up on the distributor to the number 1. So in this case, I'll show you our dots are together, the timing mark is aligned, but if we pull the cap, it's firing to the number 6, which is correct. But we're gonna go ahead and rotate it over because when we drop it in, we're gonna add our initial timing when we dropped it in. That's like how I like to do it because I know it'll fire and run, and then we can make small incremental adjustments with our meter. You know what I mean? Meters. Anyway, come over here, I'll show you. So we know for certain our dots on the timing chain are pointed towards each other. This is lined up down here. I got kind of bent. Actually, I already preset it to 10 degrees. So we'll roll it back to 0. But if we come over here, here's our number 6, which is right here. Right here, if we pull this off, voila. See the rotor button? It's pointed towards the number 6. Now, if I roll the motor over again, it's going to be basically 180 degrees, right? Here's 6, here's 1, 180 degrees. 6, 1. So if we roll them, whoops, 1. So if we roll it over again, that rotor button will be shooting this way, and then we'll start digging it. It's always nice to make sure you know exactly where you were at before you start tearing all this stuff out. It just makes it a lot easier. You're not sticking your finger in spark plug holes. You're not pulling the valve cover to look at the rockers. Any of that gook. It doesn't waste a bunch of time. Go 35 on it. So the reason we're airing this back up is just because it's got a wicked tilt on it. And if you bring it up a little bit, it's a little bit easier on my back. Bentley's back's fine. Let it rip. Nice. I repainted a mark on there because we hit it with some more rebuild last night. So now, let's rotate the motor around and we'll get that rotor button facing towards number 1. Okay, I'm gonna rotate this around. You can scan your peepers on that, watch it move, it's kind of cool. Don't usually get to see that. Okay. I think I already missed my mark. We already went around, didn't we?
Like right there.
Right there, right?
Yeah, kind of. Maybe a little bit more.
Put the cap on. Yeah, here's your number 1. Boom. Good to go.
Yep.
Okay, now we just got to remember number 1 is essentially facing straight forward. We are on the mark, so if you want to, sir, you can go ahead and start pulling all the lightning hoses off. Pull the rotor button out. We'll get after it. Jiggle, twist, shake, jiggle, jiggle. There, see? choice. So normally we would have points in here, but this is the Petronix upgrade thing in there. And I do like Petronix stuff, but maybe part of the issue. Anywho's, there's a bracket that bolts into the block right there, and then that bracket comes underneath the lightning whirler and bolts onto the lightning whirler on this side. We need that bracket for the new lightning whirler. We're just going to pull that bolt out, shimmy and shake this lightning whirler, and it should pop straight out. I'm going to have Bentley do it, because I don't know that you've actually ever pulled a distributor before.
Nope.
Nope. Okay, so get us, I think it's a 1/2 inch and a long extension. This is the vacuum advance line. I got that pulled off for now. We'll address fuel later. Speaking of fuel, let's go ahead and get this stuff out of the way if I can. Yeah, there we go. Hopefully this doesn't gush. Like that. Trying to get it off of this line. Wow, I might have to cut that. Gonna shorten her up a tickle. Good, it's not a gusher. Sometimes they build positive pressure in the tank. You cut the line, and then you gotta quick plug it. There we go. Yeah, before you pull this out, get your wiring squared away. So this one should already be unhooked. Pull that through. And then your other wire should go to the negative on the coil.
We gotta hang on to this one.
I would hang on to it. We'll put that coil on the shelf. We can use it for something else. That should be a Petronix coil. And we'll undo the other one as well, because we're going to run our new wire is going to go to the ballast resistor. That's all right. Ooh, if you smell that bad fuel.
Oh, I smell it now.
Yeah, varnish fuel. Okay, and actually there should be a bolt holding that coil to the frame.
Right there?
If you can loosen that up, we'll pull the coil out too.
Need a bigger size, I think.
Okay, Bentley's gonna pull this distributor out.
Very tight in there.
It is tight. They really jammed them in. Flip it upside down. Yes, so that is a nylon gear. Right there. It's not broken though, luckily. Huh. But then point aimlessly at the slant 6 in the car here. I wanted to show you this exploded view here really quick. We can see running across the engine is the camshaft right here. And here's our lightning whirler, and basically that gear on the bottom of that distributor comes in and rests right there inside the block, and that's what's actually rotating that lightning whirler there. So here's our nylon gear rig out of the unit. This thing has seen better days. Now, it is fairly common that these will chip, break, strip a gear, stuff like that, and there are common upgrades out there. You could buy kind of OEM stuff and And this is a great example of that. So we're going to be upgrading to the steel gear here. Now, there were a lot of engine manufacturers or automobile manufacturers that ran nylon timing gears, distributor gears. You know, they claimed noise reduction, less wear, etc. Some of them claimed it's a fail-safe. We want this to break before something out, you know. But one of the main reasons too was cost savings. That was fuel crisis time, emissions time, things like that. But this unit's going to be going in place of this. We do need to get this bracket off. That's what I was talking about when I was in the car. And this is going to hopefully slide right over this. We might need to run a Dremel around that. And that is our base plate when this drops in to set our timing. We also have a new coil. You want to grab that? And then grab that ECU. Here's our new coil. And here is our ignition module or ECU and wiring harness. So out with this. Bye. We'll keep this. And we're going to be putting this in. Yes, we're adding more wiring, but we're going to get a better, hotter spark, upgraded lightning whirler, etc., etc. Bentley sliding in the new lightning whirler. The timing plate is swapped as well as the O-ring. And now he's just making sure that, yeah, just like that.
Yeah, we just tighten it in the middle.
Yeah, just put the bolt in there and then we'll kind of see where we're at.
Yeah.
Timing wise. Pretty tight down there, isn't it?
Yeah, I can't see it. It's like this bolt doesn't fit through the
Is that the right? Well, it wasn't the right one. It's a little short one.
Yeah, it's this little.
I think it's a 5/16. Oh, did it fall in the bucket?
I don't think it did.
Okay, no big deal. We have the technology. Oh, I'm not very good at magnet fishing apparently. There it is. I guess I can move our paint bucket out of the way.
Alright. Boom.
Okay, now let's see where we're at for the rotorizationals. Ideally,
Where should we be?
right here. Nope.
So is that good or bad?
Well, let's take a look. We can put it on the next one down. Actually, that's probably pretty close. No, I can't. I don't think I can get timing on that. That's what you get with 3 kids. You know? That's what we're going to do is pull this up,
You just turn it,
rotate it.
push it back in. Where'd
Boom.
you put the bolt?
It's in my hand.
Alright.
Rotorization knows. Rotorize! Rotorize! Oh, whoops, didn't mean to pull the whole kit and caboodle out. Can't see nothing. Okay, so now oh, for heaven's sakes. Gotta hold your mouth just right to get this cover on. allowed to use a flashlight, so I can't see nothing. I'm gonna make another change. There's such a small swing in this. I'm gonna swap this. Was it a 10 millimeter?
I guess. Why are you swapping?
I need more adjustment up, so I need to swing this down. Thanks. Do you have a device to run this? Or just a wrench should be fine. Okay, so I didn't have enough swing, so we're coming up. So if I go all the way down, and then do this, which I think is how it was, but I centered it. Remember? I centered it instead of going to the edge. Yeah, you remember. You know, you were there. There, now we can swing all over that mess. So now that Bentley has the lightning whirler stabbed in here, we need to set our initial timing. Most engines, not all, and obviously it depends on if you've got a camshaft or different compression and this and that and whatever, but bone stock configuration, most-ish, like 10 to 12 degrees initial timing. And you'll find that most timing tabs typically max out around there, as so does this. 10 degrees is right there. Then there's one more lick above that that's not readable, probably 12. I've lined up my mark to 10 degrees, and then I had to adjust this a couple times because for some reason there's an adjustment on this side and this side. So you got to find the balance between them so you can retard timing and advance timing based on where you're at. Now the notch on the case is this notch right here, so we know that our post is just below that. And at 10 degrees, I'm lined up exactly right there. Now the problem we may have is you'll notice I'm already maxed out over here. So I may pull this one more time, make a small adjustment on the back end, and that way the bolt is more centered, although we may need a little bit more timing. We might try it here if we got to yank it out down the road. It is what it is. Now, I think we can go ahead and put the cap on, run the lightning hoses back in here, we get our fuel system back in. And oh, actually, yeah, Bentley just reminded me. Let's start with the coil, actually. Got to use his small hands. We'll get the new coil in here. And we rebuilt that over here. Whoops, you flipped it over when it was wet. So that's all rebuilt. And he's unwrapping the new coil here. We'll get that installed. Can you even see in there?
Not really.
I wonder if I can get it from this side.
Can you?
Is that the hole?
Yeah. Here. Here, let me squeeze it.
We should put the hard one in first.
I think.
Yeah, and then we'll take the coil out. Just pull the coil. And then I think if you put the hard one in first. Oh, I'll put that down there for a minute. See what I'm saying though? Let's get the hard one snugged up, and then we'll drop the coil in, and then we'll pinch it. Pinchalizationalize it, Benjamin. Okay, now put the coil in, squeeze it, and put the other bolt. Snug as a bug in a rug. There! Nice! Time for the lightning hoses here. Bentley's not quite old enough yet to get the 153624 joke, so I wrote it on the fender for him. He's gonna get after it and put all the lightning hoses in for me. And then we just gotta figure out wiring and doodads. Bentley's got the lightning hoses in. I double checked that, he nailed it. And now he's down here replacing the fuel filter on that setup. And we're gonna get the fuel lines back in here before I forget that as well. Now we gotta put this box in. I'm kind of thinking right there. That looks like a pretty original location. We'll just replace that right where it's at because we've got to tie into some wiring on and start in that area anyway, and then we can run our wiring down here to the lightning whirler, and we'll have to run one, well, two to the coil, and we can use this trough right there for that as well. So as we're laying out the parts and pieces in here, I thought I'd kind of take a minute and just explain what all this stuff means, and I'm not going to go into great detail, but just give you a high-level overview, 29,648 foot of how this stuff works, okay? We're taking out a points style system, which had points, ignition coil, and a ballast resistor over there. We're going to their electronic ignition, which has essentially this ECU box over here. Why do we need this, and why is that different? Well, this is like the Ford Never Spark. Some call it a DuraSpark. It's definitely not durable. Throw one in your glove box. They do a good job and make it spark, but these have dependability and reliability issues. These melt, all the internals leak out of them, just like the Fords. It'll run down the fender wells. They'll lose ground, which is extremely important. This is the ground for the system. So I can't mount this to paint. We're gonna have to scrape that up to get a secure thing in here, bond. GM was able to do all of this into a small ignition control module, and that sits right inside of the distributor. It's a plug and play unit and kind of the staple of the ignition industry now. Mopar guys, and most won't want to admit it, it's actually a really cool hot rod trick. You could take a GM HEI module now and wire it into the system and get rid of all this stuff, and they even make aftermarket brackets where you can mount that module underneath the distributor, make it nice, neat, and clean, and you have a very hot spark. Works great. So anyway, when we turn the key on and we energize the system, it goes through the ballast resistor. That limits the current to the coil and creates longevity for your system essentially, okay? You can bypass those, but you're going to overheat your coil most likely. So that's going to go through the ballast resistor. We're going to fire up this coil and everything else. This has a reluctor wheel in it, or a magnetic coil. As this reluctor wheel is spinning, it's picking up a signal or a pulse, essentially, every time it passes by, okay? That's going to come over to the ECU. This is going to read it and understand that the distributor is turning, and it's going to send a stronger signal back to the coil, which is then going to be amplified into a high voltage spark, and that's going to be sent into the distributor and distributed through the rotator button. Boom, lightning hoses, lightning, fire, combustion. So this obviously won't fit into that, so that's why it's an external box laying over here. The Petronix upgrade that was in there is essentially kind of a cheapy version of this, but now we got the steel gear, the actual ECU box, and we can put in new wiring. We have the new distributor, the new coil, so we're going to have a full new ignition system. What I've got to do quick is find my power over here with key on. We need an on, and then we're going to have a start signal as well coming off of here. So we're going to have power start, and then we're going to have the control box and positive to the coil, and then we're going to have two wires coming off of this that comes down to this pigtail. Bada bing, bada boom. That plugs in. Bam. That's pretty much it. Okay, I took a feather, dipped it in ink, and I traced around the control box here and where the bolt holes go, because I don't want to just get crazy grinding and have a bunch of fresh paint, or ground paint, the paint's gone. It's ground metal showing. So now when I remove that, I can see where I need to be, and I'm just going to remove some of this paint. Now again, the coil's negative is coming right to this box. This is painted too. Let's clean it up. And don't worry, we'll be back here in 2 years because you're saying, well, isn't that going to rust or whatever? Yes. And that ground will get broken or this will melt and ooze out and we just replace this, clean it up again and put it back. So now we should have a good connection there. I'm going to go get some self-tappers and maybe a washer or something unless I can find one with a big enough head and we'll blast that in and get that mounted. I'm having some of your gum.
All right.
Thank you. Is that loose? It's gotta be tight. Uh-oh.
It's not getting tight?
No. So, we gotta put a bolt in. That's okay. Run that other one in. Pull both out, and I'll just go get hardware, and we'll bolt it.
Where is the other one?
Didn't I set it up here? Get the big Phillips screwdriver, please. And I'll run the other side in. That screwdriver will hold this, so you're not going to be misaligned when you pull the other one out.
All right.
I'll go get hardware.
Pull it out.
Ah!
Pull it out.
Yep. What do you think, 1/4 inch 20?
I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. You want to get a 7/16 open end wrench and put one on the socket on the wrist pruner. Thank you. What in the devil? Did I not put, oh, I did put the washer on there. I was about to say, whoop, that's gone forever.
Just use this one.
Okay. So now I'll put the nut on the bottom. You can run that.
Which one? That one?
Yeah, stay on that one.
How do I know when it's tight?
Huh?
How will I know when it's tight?
When it hurts your wrist. Okay, go ahead.
Got it?
Yep. That seems pretty tight. You said you found another washer?
Yeah.
I feel better about this and self-tappers anyway. Don't tell anybody. Okay, go ahead. Yeah. Bonded. There you go. Okay. Boop. In that hardware bag, there should be a screw. You know, because you want to run screws through your electronics.
Run it through the middle?
Right through the middle. Looks like you're going to go right through the wiring. Give her a push. I think it's a new thread scenario. There you go. Give her.
Nothing is happening.
It's biting. Oh, what in the devil?
So where'd you get that socket?
Help me understand this now. Well, doing some more planning. That's mounted and then they're really solid. Happy about that. Right now we're going to cut some red wire and we're going to run that in. We're kind of making a harness essentially. Try to clean this up instead of just having loose wires. And we'll run that back and that's going to go to the ballast resistor. This one goes to the coil. So we're going to bundle these together and then tape them up essentially. And then we're just going to get after it. I don't think we need this one. We'll cut and coil that back. We got to do some metering. We got to put a new ballast resistor in. Digicals is my favorite. Nope. But it's got to be done. Well, the ignition system is in and replaced and it looks good. It actually looks factory, stock. We got new coil in there, new distributor, of course. We dropped that in right around 10, 11 degrees, going by a guy's feel. And I really do think it should fire and light right off. Cap and rotors in, reuse the lightning hoses. I might have replaced those a year ago. I can't remember. They look great though, no sense in spending money on that. ECU is up, mounted, wired into the ballast resistor. Everything's tied right back into the car. So we've got, you know, power with the key on, the ammeter should work, everything should work as it should. The starter relay in this is bad. I ordered one, but unfortunately that's not in until tomorrow, but we'll get to that at some point. We're almost ready to fire this thing up, hopefully. Last thing is the fuel make it happener. This one I did do a tailgate rebuilt on, but it's in terrible, terrible shape. So I did the right thing. The guy jumped on the line and went to the Evil Bay and I bought this old Carter. It had been for sale for 74,000 euros from some old timer. Even included the original yellowing instruction sheet from 1962. Should be fine. Listen, this has the box style linkage. Not easy to find, I'll tell you that. I almost bought one from New York. So that is gonna go in place of that. And then we'll eventually just have to rebuild that one. But at least the core is better. That one is pitted and all sorts of junk. So next, fuel make it happener swap. You gotta say rebuilding, rebuilding.
Rebuilding, rebuilding.
Well, we've been bouncing back and forth a little bit. Bentley rolled his, I guess it's a Predator-powered Yamaha now?
It's a ghost-powered Yamaha.
Oh,
Race engine.
ghost-powered. It's Diamond Rio. The engine blew up and he said, Dad, can I see what I could do with it? And boy, did he do something with it. Anyway, timing set's in, ignition system's in, fuel make it happener's in. I'm gonna try to prime the carb. This is probably not gonna work. We might just have to crank the bejesus out of it. Do you want to go turn the key on?
Yeah.
Yeah, barely getting any into the vent. Flooding it significantly.
Keylage is on.
Keyage, okay. All right, I'm gonna stop while I'm ahead. I think that's really flooded. Keys for sure on.
Yes.
Neutral.
There's a lot everywhere. So if this backfires,
Yeah.
it's not gonna be fun.
Bring thunder! Gotta hook the linkage up.
Yeah, it's too heavy. Oh,
There's that backfire.
yeah, it's too heavy. It just holds it wide. It runs though.
It ran.
It ran.
Let's try it now. Bring it again. Oh, what a sewing machine.
Can't even hear it. Oh, jinxed it.
Gotta set the idle up. Wow. Let's try that. Is it not getting fuel yet?
Oh, yeah, mine just burned off. Was it? It wants to.
Gas is so bad. You can smell it.
Yeah, someone's hitting over here.
It's the whole engine about to flip out of the car, though.
Yeah, your alternator's hitting the fender. No, like seriously, there's
Is it?
literal scratch marks, yeah.
Yeah, the motor mounts are shot. There we go. I was like knocking the screwdriver out of my hand.
It's spitting out something.
We got.
There's like water shooting out the exhaust.
Yeah. You can feel the exhaust though?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, the heat riser's open then. Let's adjust the air fuel maybe. Well, that screw is damaged and shipping.
Smoky.
It sounds so much better.
You can't even hardly hear it.
So much better.
See those marks?
Yeah. Belt's not hitting the lower radiator hose. Man, good job. Thanks for the help, dude.
Yep. It was fun.
Yeah, it runs really good, actually. Wow, there you go. I think timing chain was obviously the biggest culprit, but the ignition upgrade obviously helped. And the fuel making it happen is making fuel happen. It never ran like this when I tried to get out of Florida. We're gonna put some ice cube juice in this thing, open the door, let this thing just kind of purr. I might go grab a timing light. No, I won't. Let it warm up and then it's gonna be on the money. And we also need to change the oil still. I'm gonna let it run a little bit. Let all that sludge come back to the bottom of the pan, change the oil. And we might keep going here. Should we wash this thing and maybe polish it? And
Yeah.
yeah? Let me reach down in here.
It's running rich. Dad,
What?
it's running rich. Black smoke.
Black smoke?
Yep.
Okay, let's fix that.
It got worse.
Work?
I said it got worse.
Worse? Okay, this choke. There we go, how's that? More gooder?
It's better. That's probably good.
Boy, this gas is so bad.
You want me to open up that door?
Yeah.
It's getting pretty bad in here.
It's shaking so bad, I can't get my screwdriver in here. This little slant six needs a drink. the guy's been running the Barracuda here for 15, 20 minutes. This thing sounds like a sewing machine. It's not wandering all over the place and coughing and wheezing and what have you. Got her filled up with some ice cube juice. Going to throw the air cleaner on here in a minute. Clean up the floor. Got to cut some metal for Bentley. And then I think we got to work on brakes. We got a leak or something because the pod is empty. Once we can get some brakes out of this thing again, we'll roll her out. I got to replace the line on the pressure washer. She done froze up on me and blued, you know, great. And then we'll wash this thing down. I think I'm going to try to bring this paint back. Met the fella that painted this a long time ago. I think we can really get some shine out of it. Then we got to drive it. We got to do that in whatever order. It's not necessarily in order, I just said. But let's try to get it done, okay? Well, I went ahead and lifted the rig up. We're going to drop this oil because I keep forgetting. And let's just get it done and over with. Oil is going to be virtually brand new. We are, in a sense, cleaning it out though, because it's at, 20 plus years. We ran the engine a little while. Now we're draining it again. It's going to have a little bit of brake clean and maybe some bris from putting the timing chain in, but we'll let this drain and we'll put some fresh in, leaving the filter. Filter's fine. That thing's brand new. Top side, bay 2. Oh, I guess it's just me now. All right, for Earl's, we're going with the old VR1. This most certainly has all of the dinosaurs and vitamins a guy or gal could want. Okay, drink up, little buddy. There we go. Now we're back on track. Oh, we still got to do brakes. What am I thinking? I got to go get my... Not even close. My wrenching buddy back so he can help me with brakes. Might not get carried away. Throw some juice in the pot, pump it a few times, see what we get. I just need to get it out tonight, get this thing pressure washed because we got storms moving in again, surprise. And it's supposed to rain all day tomorrow. So if I could be polishing tonight into tomorrow morning, that would be just fine. I don't know if we're gonna, definitely doesn't have wipers, but that's never stopped us before. Maybe cruise around in the rain a little bit. I want to drive this thing. I haven't made a single one. Well, we'll throw some juice in the single pot of death here. Oh yeah, she's empty. That's weird. I remember putting lines, unless a steel line is now leaking. We'll let that sit. I just remembered I hauled back a Dart a long time ago, and it should have the same exact starter relay as this one does. Right now I'm using the trigger, jump to the starter. I'm pretty positive it's just a relay here. So I'm gonna grab some tools, swing out to Rusty Acres and see if we can get that one off the firewall and swap it with this. I am getting one tomorrow, but keep the feet moving. We'll put the new one in the other Dart, I guess. Okay. So this guy I picked up September 10th, 2020. And if memory serves the guy correctly, there is a new, that looks familiar, right? Oh, this one's the Charger. Yeah, look at that, brand new starter relay in here. Although it is not the same. That's a 4-post. Is that gonna matter? We're gonna find out. There we go. Thank you, Dart. I just can't bring myself to get rid of this thing. And yes, I'm going to fix it someday. Well, that is swapped in. It's still not going to work though. There's one more wire I need to run to make this functional, but I'm gonna worry about that later. I wanna try to get a little bit of brake. And as you can see, we've lost daylight, so I'm gonna be washing this in the dark. But eventually all I gotta do is just run a wire from here right to the bolt or anywhere on the firewall. I just need to ground this out. This goes to a neutral safety switch, and all that's doing is grounding. So that'll fix that. That'll work just fine. When I use the 3-post and the dart eventually, it's just not going to have a neutral safety switch. No big deal. This one obviously didn't have one. Juice in the pot. I'm going to pump the clutch slowly, or excuse me, the brake. It's late. And try to get some juice in the veins. And if it woes it a little, that little is good enough. I got good enough brakes. Great thing about drums is when you get enough pressure in the system, especially when they've been sitting, you can actually hear the springs. If you're nice and quiet when you're pumping the brakes, and I could hear the springs working on the shoes in the back, this should blow me out. I'm gonna get outside and scrub this thing. I'll be back here quick as I can. You're not missing anything. You've watched me wash cars for many years now. Hit her with the soap, hit her with the pressure, blow some trim off, make a couple new holes. Gonna do the engine bay with Simple Green, and then we'll bring her back in. Working on the bumper here. Nothing beats quad steel wool with soap in it. This stuff will just take the surface rust right off. Wheels, bumpers, trim, stainless, you name it. Cheap way. I'm gonna keep working on this. I'll get the back bumper. Doesn't need to be perfect, but sure like to have her cleaned up better. It deserves it. Well, it is went ahead and be the following day now, actually. As per usual, got carried away on the quad zero steel wool. Really went to town on the bumpers, but man, they look fantastic now. Actually, something shiny on this car is already changing the appearance on the outside. Speaking of which, you could probably hear it's raining today as predicted. So we're gonna spend the day polishing on this car, and we're not gonna go nuts. This isn't a 35-hour, full paint restoration course or anything like that. We're just gonna polish what's here, probably a single pass, maybe a double pass here and there, and some of the panels that catch a guy's peepers, and that's gonna be it. And one of the main reasons is, this isn't a show car, obviously. This is a great parts runner, ice cream getter, bebop to a car showy, go out on a Sunday and let your hair fly out the window car. It's not a rotisserie, obviously. Maybe could be someday, but this car does have rust in all the wrong places. It's a saltwater car. We need the Salt Life sticker in the back window. Someone could still save this. You'd have some metal work going into it. And I'll show you here before we start polishing, but long story short, I don't want to ruin a bunch of foam pads catching all the rust and everything. So we're going to kind of skirt around that and just do the best we can with what we have. And honestly, I got my little polisher out here. I'm even going to do under the hood. Yeah, check my temperature. It's hot. I don't know what that means. Anyway, fender skirts, maybe up on the firewall. This had a beautiful paint job back in the day. And if we can get a little bit of shine out of there, maybe it'll kind of haul away the mouse, dirty, flat, stained engine. It's not even painted. Hide it a little bit. I'm not sure. Anyway, I'll show you what I'm talking about, and I'll show you the product we're going to use. So here's some of the bizarre rust on this car. Water sitting in here. It's got that. The window channel is actually in good shape, which I think is the most important part of this car. Obviously a very iconic rear windshield and sail panel, but then under this stainless, it's got some issues. Back on this quarter panel. Under the deck lid and trunk are both eaten. Again, this window channel looks good. This right here where the roof meets the sail panel, it's got an issue, and I really don't want to peel this back because it's probably going to bring a big chunk out. Same story as the other side. Not as bad though. A couple spots under this trim. The rest of it looks pretty good. A little bit down on this quarter, but the rest of this is pretty solid. bubbling under the door there a little bit. This fender's in great shape. Same thing as the other side down here. Window channel looks pretty good. Just weird, right? Rust in all the wrong places. Bottom of the hood, just needs a hood, new hood, be done with that. This fender's in good shape. Door's got a little bubbling, but not terrible. Probably could skin that one. A little bit on the bottom of the quarter here, but again, the wheel arch, other than this here, the wheel arch is good. And good back here. Bubbling under the very bottom. So we're gonna focus on the flat panels, you know, where the eye travels. I don't wanna get the foam down into this stuff. We're just gonna rip it all to pieces, right? So we're gonna have to kind of, you know, kind of get through there. But we can see where we're starting with. And this is washed. Use simple green, foam, pressure washer. It's stained paint. That is on there. So here's where we're starting. And what we're gonna want, you can already see it's got some pretty good shine. But let's see if we can really bring this out. This flat panel, we got a nice flat panel here. I do want to focus on the top of the doors and the fenders. Guy's eyes really go through there. And then obviously this beautiful curve right here. It's almost Corvette-esque. You know, when you look at the back of the car. Get some shine into that. I'll show you what we're going to use. It's this fast correcting cream by Grios. You've seen me use this a bunch. It's hard to explain. It's like aggressive enough to take stains and some scratches and stuff out, but it's fine enough to where you can leave it as a final polish. If that makes sense, you don't necessarily have to go back over it with like a perfecting cream, which they do have if yours isn't this rough. So I think we're just gonna try hit it with this, see what it looks like, and maybe in some of the flatter areas, if we're really getting some shine, we might come over it and hit it one more time. But you guys sit back and relax, listen to some music. The guy's gonna get the sweat rolling. Well, the guy's out cruising in the Barracuda. I think we can officially call it that. It no longer smells like a Barracuda. I gotta be honest. It smells very clean. A little bit like paint. And sweat. And elbow grease. Put another long day in yesterday. Didn't really plan on it, but man, was it worth it. This car doesn't even look like the same car. Not to mention, we're actually driving it and not breaking down. It is running really good right now. I'm just gonna keep going. That was my turn, but oh well. So we put a timing chain, gears in it, changed the oil, put an electronic ignition upgrade, so distributor and coil and ECU, wired in a bunch of stuff there. Put a fuel making happener on it. And I ended up actually also fixing a captain side rear brake line. That's why we had no brake pedal. That line had broke. So that got replaced. Brakes are adjusted again and bled. And we got tremendous brakes. Brakes are perfect. It handles great, steers great. On the outside, I ended up actually having to wet sand the hood. I said we weren't gonna do that. Whoops. So wet sanded the hood, and then I actually had to dig out some really aggressive cutting compound, 3M. Went over the whole car and then came back over again with the Griot's perfecting cream and a different pad. And this thing shines like a diamond, like that right-handed lady says. It's got some shine on it. Put brand new wheels on it. Rebuilt them with some the driver's side front wheel was leaking a little air, so I corrected that with the Tanya Harding 200 and boop, brought her right around round again. The inside, just a deep clean, vacuum, clean the seats off, and put some new carpet in. It's a new style called Hook and Krylon. And man, that worked great. The carpet looks fantastic in here. It's actually made for fabric. And now the smell is also gone in here. I got a can of cherry scent in here just ripping right now. But this car runs, drives good. It's a working project. Sure, there's still things that it needs, like the tumbler is still messed up even with the starter relay. It wants to crank and crank and crank, but speedometer works, alternator gauge works, the temp gauge works. We're about quarter temp and I've been cruising for many miles. I'm gonna run this to town and get some fuel. I even spent some time and cleaned up the emblems on there, and I found out that I had some rubbing compound in and it worked to my benefit. There are no mistakes. There's only happy accidents, and that was one of them. When I brushed in paint, it streaked and faded it where I gave it just enough black, where it gave it definition, but it doesn't make it look brand new and cheesy. It looks faded, kind of oldish, Fox Tina with the rest of the vehicle. Overall, this thing is awesome. This is 1000% an ice cream cruiser. And there's enough meat on the bone where someone else can get in here and get to work and fix things and change things and upgrade this and that, whatever else. But I'm gonna enjoy it for now. I'm gonna go get some new fuel, put some miles on this thing. 22 years it sat under a carport, another year it sat under trees. And now we're cruising. It's got an old Ford back there. Well, the guy's back. Got her parked up at the barn over there. That was a lot of fun. Tootled around for quite a while there. The thing runs really good, but it's not charging, so I had to quick get back here. Pretty sure when I was snipping and slicing and got the ECU put in, I failed to hook up the field wire on the charger where they're there. Not a big deal, but I accomplished what I set out to do. We got another one saved, another one back on the road. It runs, it drives, it stops, it looks good, it's gonna do the things, but I've got to send it down the road. That one's gonna be for sale. If you wanna keep up with what I've got for sale, you can find that over at vicegripgarage.com, and you'll find a link that's gonna shoot you wherever I have that listed, but please be careful. That's the only place I'm gonna post items for sale. I'm not gonna message them to you or paste them to you or anything like that, so please watch out. vicegripgarage.com. Speaking of the website, I can't believe it, but I've got to. I'm looking right at it. The guy has given away his personal, one-of-a-kind, custom-built, square-body dually This thing is incredible. It's got an 8.1 liter Vortec running on Holley, backed by a built 4L80. It's slammed. It's got airbags in the back with a huge step notch, 22-inch Alcoas. The interior is fully customized just like a guy likes it, and it's made for big fellas. Just to let you know, cruise, tilt, cold air, blue teeth, boom booms in it, cup holders galore, doodads, whatnots, and shiny bits on the inside. It looks great. It's got a flip over hitch in it and a receiver hitch. It will pull, absolutely. In fact, I'm including my matching gooseneck trailer, a brand new Wildfire lift, and a bridge jack, and the cherry on top, $20,000 cash. Anything you purchase at vicegripgarage.com, $5 gets you one entry. And I apologize ahead of time. I can count how many times I've done this on one hand, but I wanted to show you some of the items because I get asked this a lot. Obviously the work shirts, I wear them every single day. They're great for in the shop or Red Lobster. Plus you can spill mustard or gasoline on them, boop, right away it goes. We got to go in the town flannels with the pearl snaps. We got to go in the work jackets that you see me wear all the time. Custom embroidered stitch, buttons, doodads. They're really nice. We've got a bajillion hats and stickers and lanyards and cups and stuff like that, but wanted to show you some shirts. Jessica just made this. This is our Western shirt. You guys are really liking this one. A lot of those are going. You wanted long sleeve shirts? We got you covered. Nice heather gray. Got a pick 'em up truck on the back. If you want that in a regular t-shirt, we have that as well. There, t-shirts, we go up to 5X on them. What do we got here? Vice Grip Garage, you guys wanted this in a darker color. We had it on heather. That's now available. This is one of my favorite, the Subpar Performance shirt. You guys are really enjoying this one as well. Nice color, blue there. The paint and auto body. You know, this is the stumble out in the parking lot from 40 feet away and woo! It's got the full sand on the back. You guys are really enjoying that one too. We got the Vice Grip Garage, the Tennessee USA, kind of the old garage sign shirt. That's out there. And we got that in blue as well, nice color. And there are many other shirts as well. The Derrickism, the All Be Dipped, a couple of the classics are out there. We've got all sorts of different hats, including Flex Fit with the big boy head sizes. We've got the sun hats. You guys love these. They've got the Vice Grips and the Vice Grip Garage underneath there. We wanted to add another lower dollar item. We got the old Wobble Pop opener. We got them. Glasses, you got the gas stations. These are nice, they're super affordable. If you scratch them, run them over, forget them, drop them in the lake, you don't feel bad. I literally price these where you can grab a couple, throw one in a glove box, throw one in a side-by-side, throw one in your work rig. You don't have to worry about them. You want a nice set, we do have the Vice Grip Garage heat waves as well. A bajillion different stickers. You got the paint and auto body, I like it. You got the Subpar Performance sticker. You've got the Tennessee sticker. You've got the old pick 'em up truck sticker, and there's, of course, the original Vice Grip Garage stickers and so many other things over there. Already hearing, hey, I really wanted this shirt, but the size was out. I tried to tell you. They will be coming back eventually. We're ordering as fast as possible. In the meantime, if you're concerned about it, grab a gift card. Gift cards do count towards the giveaway as well. I'm super excited to see who wins this entire package. May 25th is the last day on that giveaway. As always, no purchase necessary and all the other small print over there on the website as well. So that's going to do it for the Barracuda. We're moving on to the next project. It feels so great to revisit these cars that we've revived, finish the whole ecosystem and process, get them on the road, and we're going to be sending that on. Thanks guys for watching so very much. And of course, we'll see you very soon. And don't forget to subscribe for Pete's sake. It's free, only half of you watching are.